Hello and welcome to another episode of Fishy Hours with Mr.Po, and this time we do something different. This time we will together do a weekly maintenance of this 5-gallon Guppy fish tank. So what I do first usually is to vacuum the gravel using this siphon, which is a no-brainer if you have a nice vacuum siphon. So what we do, we go through the whole bottom of the tank, trying to mix the gravel a little bit and retrieve as much waste as possible all around the tank. So it takes up to 10 minutes maximum. And with this we also remove about the third, maybe sometimes a half of the water in the tank, and by this we reduce the amount of nitrates in the tank, which is good, as the weekly maintenance actually should be. I also move, as you can see, the driftwood a little bit, trying to go beneath it, because a lot of waste also is accumulated in such places. Sometimes I try not to take up much of the waste under the plant's roots, because plants really love it and they consume a lot of nutrients from these wastes, so I leave a little bit of it for fertilizing purposes, which always gives some benefits even in winter time. So after this, I usually clean the front glass of the tank and side glass as well, but this time it will be the front glass only, because there is not so much algae. It usually depends on the amount of nutrients in the tank and whether there are too many phosphates, but this time I also clean the filter, because the filter is covered with hair algae. This is a problem in this tank. It has been since the very beginning. I introduced hair algae with some plants and it cannot go still. And it requires some time, so I had a lot of time which I cut from this video, removing this hair algae. A lot of it I'm gonna show you how it looks. It looks like a bunch of hair, really, just having green color. So we put it back gently, accurately, and I think that what contributes to the hair algae in here are not excess nutrients, but rather excessive light. So as you can see, there is a foam sponge, very soft, doesn't scratch the glass but removes everything very nicely. So what I do right now, I do not try to remove any algae of any sort, like spot algae or diatom algae. No, I am trying to remove some excess bacteria that sometimes grows and creates the sort of a white film on the tank. It is not that visible, but after you clean the front glass the difference is obvious. This is the reason why I do this weekly, but sometimes just once a month I do not clean the glass at all. And the problem in here is the abundance of duckweed, which always sticks to everything, to my hands and the sides of the tank. And I am going to remove some more hair algae from plants, like Elodia. Here it is. I throw it in the bucket of water, and right now I'm adding new water. Water is chlorine free, and I try to do it as carefully as possible because first of all there is a slight difference in the temperature, not big but anyway, and also when you have a strong flow you can actually mess up your tank by moving the substrate and uprooting the plants, that sort of thing. So try to be as accurate as possible. So what I do, I just stream it on the side glass of the tank very slowly. That's what I do, and it requires maybe 3 to 4 times, 3 or 4 rounds of doing this. It is very frustrating because doing everything very slowly, it will surely make you a little bit frustrated, but you know, in order not to make more headache, I will anyway do it accurately. But as you can see at the end, I have no patience, and I'm just pouring out this water as fast as possible. So that's how usually my maintenance ends. But sometimes I devote some time to adjust something like plants, or maybe remove duckweed that very often falls to the middle section of the tank because of the flow of new water. Adjusting the feeder, other stuff, that sort of thing. Cleaning the front glass too, and putting back the lid. I use the lid because water evaporates slowly, and you know, for safety, because both guppies and neon tetras can be very jumpy sometimes. So finally, switching on the compressor, air pump, which runs the sponge filter, and here we go. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe and see you in the next video.